Welcome back, Officers of the Republic is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines, and we just finished doing a video over on Ian's channel. Link will be in the description. That being said, we have Ian here with us, and we are going to talk about something that pissed me off. Obviously, the requirements dropped. They usually drop all the new dev updates, drop while I'm at practice. I get home, and my man Sean P hits me up on Discord, and he says, "Hey, I'm sure you saw the new news about how the free-to-play farming is absolutely trashed because of this new update." I said, "Sean, what are you talking about, my friend?" And lo and behold, I open up BlueStacks. We have a nice BlueStacks open here. And I go in here and I say, Bo-Katan shards are now farmable. Fantastic. I need some Bo-Katan shards because I'm going for a Glock. This replaces the Jolee Bindo shards, which can still be farmed in Fleet 4E. They completely removed an important early game player from the you can't farm Jolee anymore. I mean, you used to be able to farm Jolee right off the bat. You can get him to 7 stars. You had a nice Basilishan team going on. You had a great Jedi team. You were rolling through Galactic War. You were rolling through Squad Arena. You were being fantastic in GAC. Great Zeta. Honestly, top 3 free-to-play Zeta right off the bat. Undisputed fantastic character. Now you have to go all the way into the late end of Fleet, which is notoriously hard to do for all of these new free-to-play players. Ian, obviously, you're an endgame player. Tons of experience. This isn't going to affect you.
Yeah.
If you were starting a new account right now, would you be outraged that you no longer have access to a very useful character?
Well, I had to look at it myself. So there's 5 of these different tabs. If he's on the 4th one, yeah, that is going to hurt. Especially considering the fact that it's for Revan that you need this guy for. Yeah, that kind of hurts a little bit. What was he on before? Like, what was it? A pretty easy note on.
He was 5. He was Dark Side 6, like D. Like you unlock it like level 64 or whatever.
Dude, that does
like,
suck. Well, yeah,
you go from being able to farm him basically at the same time you start unlocking ships to now not being able to farm him until you have solid ships. And
yeah,
I know
I was gonna say that you have to have decent ships now, and that'll be tough unless maybe you like buy the hyperdrive and then you have some decent ships to get to that spot. But if you don't, you are looking at I don't know how many months, but that's a lot more months added on your farms just to get freaking one Jolee Bindo guy for Revan. That sucks. I agree. That sucks.
Absolutely. And everyone knows the AP Gaines approved farming strategy, the easily the best farming strategy in the game, revolves around getting key characters early, applying fantastic Zetas early, maximizing your teams, minimizing all of the time you have to waste, the characters you don't necessarily need. This throws a wrench. I thought, ever since I became the CEO of Capital Games, I thought they were on my side. They're my team. They work for me. But now they're just coming back at me. This kind of reminiscent of them updating
Backstabbers.
I know. I should fire all of them. I'm going to fire all of them. Now, really quickly,
hit up Crumb and just say, "Yo, Crumb, sorry, bro, but you fired."
Yeah, I got to get back on our group chat. I got to let Crumb know he's out of here.
The group me chat. Oh, man.
Yeah, dude, the group me. All right, so we're hopping in over here to the GK requirements, the Glock requirements. I've been talking to a lot of other content creators, a lot of Twitch streamers especially, and they're all hypothesizing that cam was going to be a requirement. I always leaned more towards it was going to be Watt. Of course, we got Watt. Do you think that this is going to outrage some of the early game community, some of the free-to-play community? I know Watt's been in the game forever, not necessarily a character that a lot of people don't have if they're going for a GL. But what do you think the backlash is going to be of not a raid requirement character, but a territory battle requirement character?
Yeah, so this is the first TB one I think we've had because, GOTB you either have Watt or Cam, so it is, right? But I think just with that guy, it kind of depends like where you are in the game. But I think still the hardest one all the way around the table is the Luke. I want to say now with Watt being needed, he's probably now Kenobi's the second hardest one because of Watt. Because it takes some months to get the 7-star Watt. You need to get your geos built up to even get a shard for Watt. So I can understand that's probably a really tough thing for these newer players. So yeah, I do think that kind of sucks for those newer players. But hey, I'm glad it's Watt over Cam because there is really no way that like even okay, half is probably a lot. I'm saying maybe like 15% of player base out there, they're not even going to have a 7-star Cam. So I'm much more glad that it's not Cam, but it's Watt, but still kind of sucks. It's like a lose-lose still for a lot of those early game players. It does suck.
I'm actually not as upset as I thought I would be. I initially was going to be like, they can't have a TB character. Of course, with Luke, people are going, they're forfeiting cam shards. They're forfeiting the viability, the progression that you can have of doing light side Geonosis territory battles, going into Hoth in order just to get these shards for Rolo. So I knew there was already an outrage about TB requirements being part of GLs. Well, extensively being part of GLs because, you got to get one Luke before you can get the other. But I'm actually kind of happy that Watt is a requirement I didn't think I was going to be. And this kind of stems from the fact everyone knows I'm the worst guildmate of all time. I don't know how much you know about how terrible I am, but I'm just going to sum it up for you. Worst guildmate of all time. My guild leader actually reached out, and we're doing some new initiative for everyone to be, better parts of. Basically, they just subtweeted me in front of like 700 people about how awful I got to get your watch shards in. You got to do your tickets.
Just calling you out on the low key.
It was like a 2-paragraph post about all the things that I do terrible, and they're like, not naming names, but
dude, if you have a screenshot, I want to read this.
I will copy and paste it to you. It's pretty fantastic. But I want to get your opinion on this because obviously you're in a later game stage where people, try hard. They do all of the things they have to do. They help in Crankcore. They do their TBs, their TWs on time.
You think I help in the Crankcore?
I'm not saying you do because I know you're a terrible human being, but I'm saying the people that you interact with, you have experience with fantastic guildmates.
Okay, gotcha.
I think this is going to be a positive thing for the community as a whole because lots of people have been trying, hey, how can I get into a guild that does Crankcore so I can get Relic 8 for Kenobi? How do I get into a guild that does Watt so I can get Watt for Kenobi? I think this is going to force players to be better community members. How do you feel like that's going to affect the community because of Watt being a requirement?
I have like mixed feelings here because I can see like the guilds banding together, like wanting to help out as much as possible. I can also see some of those players that are there, but their guildmates are weighing them down. They want to get out and get those Watt shards. So it could be either a good thing or a bad thing. I know in like the past when it comes to like a new raid, like a Sith raid or the Crankcore, you lose some people because they want to go get those rewards, right? So I can see that happening now with Watt a bit more with those newer players or the mid game or whatever they are players nowadays. Because I'm totally past that. I don't know what those guys are anymore, but I can see those people wanting to go and hit up a better guild to get those Watt shards now because he's a requirement for GK or for the Jedi or the Jedi Master Kenobi guy. So I can see that happening, but also maybe it's a good thing because you want to just make, band the guilds together. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, the way I'm coming at it is, these spots to get these requirements they're going to fill up. I mean, it's not an unlimited amount of guild space that there is in SWGO where you can get Relic 8, you can get Watt. So there are a finite number of spaces. So what it's going to do is it's going to force people to change their rosters, their habits in ways that benefit not only themselves but their guildmates, allowing them to, selfishly get those Relic 8 materials or get those shards for Cam or Watt or whatever it may be. Yeah. But even though it might be selfish intentions, it's still leading to a positive, benefit for the rest of their guild. So I think that's a positive change. I still think the Jolie thing is absolutely preposterous. Throwback to anyone who ever watched my sports podcast, Absolutely Preposterous Sports. My favorite thing to say. Absolutely preposterous. They got rid of my boy Jolie. I'll definitely make sure to fire CG Crumb. Ian, thanks you for being on. Any closing words to the 69th precinct?
Man, let's fingers crossed for Relic 7 Cup for the Kenobi guys.
All right. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for being here. As always, if you guys want to subscribe, support the channel, that would be awesome. If not, it's not your thing. No worry about it. Drop a comment for Relic 7 Cup, and I'll see you guys later.